Let's move on to race number 7. We up the ante again in class. It's Class 2, shorter trip this time. It's a 1,000-metre dash, and there's a lot of solid form going into this with some horses that have won races recently. Big Time Baby is not in that category, but he is a winner on the dirt earlier on in the season. Soul Special, Baltic Whisper's been back to the trials. He's been impressive enough at the trials, but race day's been different. Fabulous One, I Am Power's won 2 of his last 3. Moment of Power, last start winner at the Valley. California Archer won 2 back this course and distance. Sea Jade goes in second up for Regan Bayliss. Mr Lumiere has had some issues but trialled well. Assimilate, quite an established galloper in Australia, won a listed race at Canberra, but he ventured to Sydney and also won a race, or ran second in a pretty strong race at Scone. He's been trialling well. Cheerful Jet and Refined Treasure, we know he's got ability, but he's had a few little soundness issues along the way. Now, Chunfar, Sea Jade, Cheerful Jet, both been at Chunfar in the not too distant past. As we look at the speed map here, good to fast expected, Graham.
They are going to come out swinging here. 4 or 5 proven, very quick front runners, and it's hard to say which one will win the early battle. We can be sure that Moment of Power will be bang there. California Archer doesn't have to lead, but he's very quick. Sea Jade's quick. We have a very strong pace set up here, and a race that could set up for a stalker, I believe.
Here is Baltic Whisper. Now, the blinkers will go on him. He did win his races in Australia with blinkers as well, so he's been working really well with this gear on, and he is a recent trial winner with them on most impressively as well, so he looks well placed in this. California Archer, Art Genetic's a great thing. He's by High Chaparral, this horse, but he's racing over 1,000 and going well. And look, his track work's been good leading into it. And barrier 11, he'll get his opportunity as well as California Archer. And Mr Lumiere, just coming off his partner's back there, Matthew Poon aboard, another horse that we do know that goes well down this course and distance. He's drawn 1, and he's got Ben So aboard with the blinkers off.
Had a lame left front issue just prior to his last start, but yeah, nice solid hit out from him in a trial recently. Let's start with I Am Power. He won 2 starts ago, and then he went around at 8-1 at his next start behind California Archer, and then came out and won again at his most recent start at 9s.
This horse has adapted really well to Hong Kong racing. 2 from 4, pretty hot handicaps. And just have a look at the final 20 metres here, chaps. He's really quite nicely on top for an open sprint handicap. He settled it, and the jockey's just gearing down at the line, so he's on the up.
Yeah.
He's in good form, isn't he? Yeah, I've got him in there. I think he'll run well once again. He's doing everything right.
Yep, 10 pounds off his back as well as we move on to California Archer and I Am Power. So you can have a look at the run between the 2 wins for I Am Power and also focus on California Archer's win 2 starts ago. I thought the Valley complete forgive last outing.
California Archer got a horrible run last time, squeezed at the start, messed around, forced wide. It's a complete forgive performance. Much better to judge him on this effort, an emphatic win. He ties in very closely on an earlier piece of form with I Am Power. I think we're highlighting 2 leading contenders.
Yeah, I thought that last 100 there from California Archer was really strong. Refined Treasure, Paul, we've all had a bit of time for him from day one. And he is a horse with a serious engine. Couple of little niggling setbacks along the way.
He's had some big setbacks, this horse. He's only had the 1 run this season. He ran second behind a Speedy King. And look, I'll tell you what, his body weight's dropped and down to his winning mark now. And I think Tony Millard's got this horse going very well. If he lives up to his previous form, I think he'll win easy. But he's got that question mark over him with those injuries. Yeah,
interesting. He did pull up lame too after his run behind Speedy King, so another ongoing issue. But he has broken 56 in winning, so that says a fair bit, and he's got a lightweight.
And he's a horse who can stalk and pounce. Yeah. He's not one-dimensional, and he'll be suited by the way the race develops. I just am slightly put off by the fact that he's raced so infrequently. He's clearly had some issues.
Yeah. Baltic Whisper's another one that's had a fairly average season, I think. He is better than his most recent form suggests. He's had 3 runs this term for Zippo, but 2 wins last season. A recent trial here, as Paul highlighted before, suggests he's maybe worth taking another chance with.
The question is the blinkers. Look, he won his races in Australia when he was trained by Bjorn Baker with the blinkers on. The blinkers went on for this trial, and it was an effortless trial. He just won really well. So maybe that's the gear change he needed just to spark him up this season.
He's very quick. But he's in against several fellow front runners. I suspect the tactical setup might compromise him.
Here's Assimilate. Now, his form suggests probably a bit further. He was niggled at here, final stages, but he's had a couple of decent trials. Look at the horses around here. Pakistan Star, Beauty Generation, pushed on, but he did respond.
Yeah, I just think this will be a nice race for him. I can see him settling midfield, running on okay. I'm going to wait till he gets up in distance.
He's been not once, twice. He's been trialling with the A team.
Yeah.
He's been in against good horses and travelling well, but his record in actual races suggests he may need a bit further.
Yeah. All right. Sounds to me, Paul, like your Baltic Whisper.
He's in there, but I'm going to stick with my Refined Treasure. I just think he's got a bit of class about him. And I just like his last couple of gallops leading into this. His body weight's dropped to a winning weight as well. So I've got him on top to beat Baltic Whisper with those blinkers go on. California Archer, look, as I said, he's done nothing wrong, and he did beat Iron Power in that race, and they both ran very well. So 12, 3, 7 and 5. I'll go exotics. As Graham suggested, with Refined Treasure, he has had those breaks. So that was just my little query.
My angle is the rapid speed here. I think it sets up for a horse who's quick enough to hold a position, but not necessarily lead. California Archer fits that bill. Iron Power is just very progressive, reached a useful level already. Soul Special, I think, might have add a bit of value. He was pretty badly hampered last time. He's back to a winning mark. Refined Treasure is the potential big improver if he's still healthy and sound.
You know, again, similar numbers, but I ended up siding with California Archer as well. Back to Sha Tin might be just what he's looking for. That is race number 7. Again, we'll take a short break. Stay with us here on Racing to Win. Coming up, 8, 9 and 10.